She had helped so many spreading her gospel. Tragically, her message, like her life, cut short before she was finished.
That's all for this edition of Dateline. We'll see you again next Friday at 9, 8 Central. And of course, I'll see you each weeknight for NBC Nightly News. I'm Lester Holt. For all of us at NBC News, good night.
This is NBC4 News at 11.
Now at 11, a massive fire rips through a church in historic South Central and spreads to nearby homes. We'll hear from a man who was burned while trying to save his property. Plus,
crowds, long lines, and full planes. The holiday travel has begun for Memorial Day weekend. We'll have more on what our airports and our roads look like.
And it's a staple of Southern California, feeding countless generations. Tonight, the tributes pouring in for the founder of Porto's. We begin right now, though, with breaking news from Bell Gardens, and that's where firefighters are battling a huge fire at a commercial building there. This is a live look from News Chopper 4. You can see water being poured on this building. They're trying to douse it from several angles. And this is what it looked like when we arrived over the scene earlier. You can see some of the flames coming out of the roof there. This is at Florence Avenue. Firefighters say they believe it's some sort of storage facility. At this point, there are no reported injuries, but we'll certainly keep an eye on the situation. Now to a fire that burned a century-old church in historic South Central. That fire so intense early this morning, it threatened nearby homes before it was finally put out. But this is not the first time this church has caught fire. NBC4's Macy Jenkins has the interview you will only see on NBC4.
A family's harrowing escape caught on camera early Friday morning as flames raged through the historic Crouch Memorial Church next door.
Luckily, we got a signal from our dog. She was barking out loudly, and she gave the signal to everybody, "Hey, wake up."
Richard Vaquero says around 2:30 a.m., he rushed outside to see fire just feet from his South LA home on East 27th Street.
Just started taking my kids out, pushing them out, like, just get them into a safe zone.
With the family out of the house, he went around to the back and saw his wooden fence in ashes. He quickly grabbed a water hose, hoping to save the family's 2 cars. His face and arms burned in the process, yet in the end, both cars were destroyed.
As you've seen, it's the hole my kids usually have in here. I mean, I don't have words. I mean, like I said, I'm speechless right now.
LA Fire Department says the church was fully engulfed when they arrived. It took 66 firefighters 38 minutes to put out the flames. This comes 11 years after a 2013 fire sparked by a wall heater in the prayer room damaged the attic and roof. Property owners determined ever since to restore the building. And while it's supposed to be vacant, Vaquero says that's not entirely the case.
So have you seen homeless people and said, hey, get out of there?
Yes, I have. I have seen them jump my side to jump to the church.
The church was built more than a century ago in 1896, the same year of the first modern Summer Olympic Games. It was the center of the Prohibition movement in LA in the early 20th century. Vaquero now looking to both the city and the church owner to figure out how to preserve the property and protect the community.
He's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna fix it, but it's been a long time and I fixed it. But this is what happened. This was the cause again.
All things considered, he's keeping his chin up and grateful for the bravery of the smallest member of the family.
Lola was the actual. She saved us. Yeah. If she wasn't here, it probably would have been worse.
By the grace of God, he says he might be burned, but he surely is not broken.
Good thing that I'm alive. Burned, yes, I have, but my wife is the one working hard. Like, oh, it's a car that we work hard for it to get it. It's like, no, don't worry. It's just the material.
In South Los Angeles, Macy Jenkins, NBC4 News.
Turning now to the long holiday weekend. If you're going to LAX, look at this. Brace yourself. Get ready for long lines all the way through Monday. We have live team coverage tonight. Darcia Phillips is at the airport, listening to passengers talk about what's going on there. But we're going to start right now with meteorologist Melissa McGee with more on the weekend weather forecast. Melissa.
And Colleen, we certainly do have some improvement as we head into our holiday weekend. Outside we go right now. We're looking live at San Pedro. Our camera atop the USS Iowa, still mostly to partly cloudy across the region, but this will be changing as the holiday weekend wears on. Currently for San Pedro, and at 61.